Hey, what is up you guys? It is Silversun here, and today I'm going to be giving you guys my review on the Dragon Ball Super episode 55. Alright, so basically this episode starts off with Goku teleporting to Beerus's planet, and pretty much Beerus is just like sitting there meditating and whatnot, and Goku comes in and he's just asking like, why does the Omni King want with me and whatnot, what does he want to talk about, and then Beerus and Whis just don't know what it is. They just know that he has to go there because it must be pretty important and whatnot, but Goku says, oh, I'm not sure if I should go because the time machine's almost built, and it would take too long and stuff like that, but they're pretty much just like insisting that he should go, and they pretty much like start berating him, telling him that the attire he's wearing isn't gonna help him impress the Omni King or anything like that. It doesn't really look respectable, but pretty much Goku's just saying, oh, it'll be fine, it'll be okay and whatnot. And so pretty much him and Whis teleport to the Supreme Kai's planet, and pretty much they use the Supreme Kai to help teleport them to Zenos's place, his palace. Meanwhile, we see Bulma pretty much working on the time machine. They're just about done and whatnot, and so pretty much it cuts to Zamasu and Guamasu, and pretty much they're still looking at the barbarian creatures basically, and Zamasu is really not liking it. He's pretty much just looking at them saying, oh, they have all this knowledge but they're not using it. They're just over here beating each other up for no good reason and whatnot, until pretty much one of the barbarians starts to attack them, where pretty much Zamasu goes in. He actually slices him in half. Obviously no gore, no blood or anything like that, but he slices him in half, and pretty much Guamasu sees this, and he's pretty much just like really disappointed in him, saying, oh, you need to give me back the Batara ring, how could you do that? That wasn't a nice thing to do and whatnot. But pretty much we go back again to Goku and Whis, and pretty much they all teleport to Zenos's place, and when they get there, pretty much this guy, I don't know if they called him by his name or anything like that in the episode, but pretty much this guy, he kind of looks like Whis, pretty much escorts them to Zenos's throne room basically, and pretty much Whis is telling to Goku, oh, he's like the top 5th like strongest person in the universe and whatnot, and Goku's getting kind of excited, but Whis tells him, not to let him fight him and whatnot because that wouldn't be, really respectable or anything like that. But pretty much they enter the throne room, where pretty much they're like bowing down to Zamasu except for Goku obviously, and he's pretty much just like saying, so what did you want to ask me? Then Zeno pretty much answers with, oh, he just wants a friend basically, as simple as that sounds. Pretty much he gives Goku this button saying that, if he pushes it he'll come at any time, and pretty much him and Zeno pretty much form a relationship and whatnot. And I thought it was kind of funny, the little conversation while they were talking, like everyone else would kind of like interrupt a little bit, and then Zeno would just be like, be quiet or like go away, and then like they'd get all scared and like tense and nervous and whatnot, but Goku was just like calm throughout the whole thing. But pretty much they form a relationship, and pretty much they all go back to Supreme Kai's plan. They pretty much inform them about what happened, and they're pretty much just like surprised about what happened, with how Zeno and Goku pretty much, became friends and whatnot. But I think the one that was really most like thrown off by this was Beerus, because when they got back, pretty much he said that Zeno-chan was like really cool and whatnot, and pretty much Beerus just flipped out over that literally, and pretty much in a cartoonish fashion he had like a little like plant circling around his head, pretty much repeating what Goku said and whatnot. I thought it was pretty funny, but basically Whis tells him the rest of the story while Goku goes back to Earth, where pretty much the time machine is built and ready and whatnot. But before we go to that, pretty much Zeno and Guamasu are having a conversation to where Zamasu's pretty much thinking like, oh, the humans aren't good and whatnot, pretty much talking about good versus evil basically, and what justice means and how to have balance with it all. But pretty much Zamasu's thinking, different things, and it's kind of creepy actually, like how the scene was played out, because there was a whole bunch of like roses, like little rose petals in the background and whatnot. I don't know if that's foreshadowing to what's to come or anything like that, but pretty much they're just like fluttering around, and as the conversation's going, both the rose petals and the tea are pretty much changing colors and whatnot. And yeah, we definitely know that Zamasu has something coming up. I'm not sure what it is. I mean, he doesn't really seem too strong, at least physically and whatnot. I don't know, like I always felt like Zamasu and Black were kind of like similar and whatnot, but now I'm thinking that they're definitely just different entities, and I'm wondering, what Zamasu is gonna do in the future, because obviously he has all that hatred towards humans. Eventually, he's gonna actually do something about it, and I'm just wondering how that's gonna play into effect. But pretty much Goku and Trunks and Vegeta go into the future, to where pretty much Trunks looks around to find where Mai went, but all he could find is her hat, basically. And then Goku's walking around, the destroyed future. Then pretty much these guys come out and they start shooting like homing missiles, little rockets at Goku, and that's where the episode ends. I thought this episode was pretty good, to be honest. Like, in terms of animation, it was really good. Nothing too wonky or anything like that, which is something that I think is really cool, because obviously before, episodes used to look all kinds of whack and just really messed up and not too on point. But ever since the Universe 6 arc, I feel like the animation's been pretty consistent and smooth throughout, up to now and whatnot. The story's progressing pretty good and whatnot, and judging by those previews, you guys already know what's going to happen in the next episode. And I didn't think too much of the transformation, the Super Saiyan Rose transformation, spoiler alert guys, but I don't know. I mean, I didn't really mind it and whatnot, but seeing it, like, the colors and whatnot they have on it, it looks really nice and whatnot. And yeah, it just looks really exciting, especially since Vegeta is going to go up first against Black, but then again, that could lead to some controversy and a little bit of hatred and whatnot. But we'll just have to wait till that episode comes out. But tell me what you guys thought of this episode. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Comment that down below. Give this video a like or a dislike if you didn't like it, or a like if you did like it. But anyways, that's about it for this review, guys. And until the next one, Silver Sun is out, guys.